Welcome to this episode of Hot Ones. Today I'm with Coach Moroder, oftenly known as Coach Mo, and today we are going to be eating spicy wings with even spicier questions. First we're starting off with honey barbecue. Do you want to get into it now?
We can get after it. You want to start right away?
Yep, eat the first wings. Where did you first grow up? Have you always been here in Wisconsin?
Yeah. I grew up in Mequon. I grew up in Milwaukee first. I grew up on 53rd and Villard, so right off of Silver Spring and 53rd. There's a Army station right there. If you've ever driven down Silver Spring. I grew up, then we moved to Mequon when I was in 4th grade. I'm the 5th of 6 kids. So the three older kids went to Dominican, and then the 3 younger kids went to Homestead.
All right.
So that's where I ended up, and then went to Concordia, and kind of always been in the North Shore.
Yeah. So since you're the coach of football, I assume you played football when you were younger, right?
I played from 6th grade through high school, and then I actually played baseball in college. So I played baseball. Got to go to Europe and play for a little while after my freshman year, but did not play football in college. Just played baseball.
What got you into playing baseball?
My brother played. He won a state championship in 1994. That's kind of what we did in the neighborhood. We all played baseball. When we didn't have enough guys, we played a game called Strikeout, where you can only hit it to the left side of the field or the right side of the field, and that's where guys are playing basketball or playing touch football, things like that. We got together and played baseball.
All right. So am I correct that you got an MBA from MSOE, right?
I did. I got an MBA in educational leadership. I qualified for a program that was their first year. We learned about the business aspect of education, how schools are run, how we can cover costs. I got to go, our final project was to head over to Poland. So we did 2 weeks in Poland and took a look at their education system. That was a lot of fun.
All right, so we can move on to the next wings now.
All right, what are we doing? Medium here?
Yep.
All right, a little hotter.
Yeah. I also don't really like barbecue, so it tastes a bit better.
Yeah, not bad.
So, since you first got into business, if you weren't a teacher, what would you want to be?
I think I went into business early. I think if I wasn't a teacher, I'd probably end up being a firefighter or a police officer. I have a couple of my friends that I hunt with that are police officers. My brother-in-law is a police officer. With Mr. Riles. Brian Riles is the chief of the Thiensville Fire Department. I think kind of seeing what they do day to day, the way that they can schedule time, I think that's probably where I would fit in.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have done something related to business?
Looking back, I don't think so. I think I would have gone the firefighter route. Just watching how they get to work on teams, it's kind of like playing football or playing a sport where you're working with people who are going after a common goal. So, and physical activity, those kinds of things I enjoy doing. So, I think that's where I'd have probably ended up.
So I think we can also move on to the next one.
All right. What do we got?
Hot barbecue.
Hot barbecue.
Getting a bit spicier.
Certainly, yeah. We're starting to get up there a little bit.
And before teaching here in Nicolay, you were teaching at New Berlin, right?
I taught at New Berlin West and Eisenhower. I did similar things. I taught employability skills, and I taught personal finance, and then in my afternoons I traveled between the 2 schools and worked with the internship students and youth apprenticeship students.
All right, so what made you come to Nicolay?
The football job came open. My wife teaches in Mequon. She's a 2nd grade teacher. And my dad, when we moved back here, I moved 6 blocks from my grandma's house. So I passed grandma's house on the way to school every day. So it was kind of a homecoming, in a way, to bring my wife back to. She's from Beloit, but went to Marquette for college and then ended up staying here. So it was a way to move back and kind of shorten her drive time. We lived in Waukesha, so it was time to head back home. My dad lives on the Milwaukee River Parkway now, so he hangs out at the football program all the time. Guys call him Pops, so that's why.
Yeah. And since you went to school at Homestead, was there any like rivalry you still had between Nicolay?
Homestead Week, the boys know Homestead Week is a special week for me, so they got to be on point. You know, we almost had them this year. We lost 14-7, last game of the year, but we're definitely moving in the right direction. But it's always, I'm pretty jacked up that week. Kids have to be ready to go every day.
Yeah. So are you secretly wishing that Homestead beats Nicolay, or are you?
Oh no! Kids? Oh no! Let's get after it. Let's beat Homestead anytime we can. Yep. So I know those guys. You know, they taught me and helped me become a better person. And as much as Homestead gave to me, I'd like to stick it to them a little bit.
All right. I think we can move on to the next wings now, which is just called Hot.
Hot? All right. A little more heat on that one, less flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you mentioned before you were married, right?
Yep.
So do you have a kid?
We just had one last year. So Maggie, Margaret, is 15 months old. She's just learning how to talk. She's running around. Took her to see Santa. We went to Cabela's to go see Santa, and she walked around, and any antlered animal she started mooing at. So she thinks everything's a cow right now, but she's fun, keeps me on my toes. That's the ninth kid, ninth grandchild on my dad's side. So it's pretty exciting. Hang out with her, and have a good time.
Yeah. So is it hard to balance your teaching, coaching football, and spending time with your child?
I lean a lot on my wife. She takes care of it during the football season. Maggie goes to bed about 6:30, so most days during football season I didn't get a chance to see her, or if I did, it was just FaceTiming or trying to figure out a way to hurry home. But you know, right now with football out of season and just having to work the weight room and do those things, I get to see her a lot more, and it's tons of fun.
All right. I think we can move on to the next one right now. Is jam and jalapeno.
All right.
This one I can tell it's getting spicier.
Yeah.
The taste isn't the same as the others. But
Nope, it's on your lips.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
Is there anything that you have like as a guilty pleasure that not many people know about?
I don't know, guilty pleasure. I collect old outboards, old antique outboards. I got like 90 of them. My wife's not too happy about that. They stay in the basement. I grew up on the Milwaukee River, and I told my dad I needed a boat, and I just bought a boat one day, and it was a piece of junk. But we got working on old outboards together, and then one day he brought home one, then we brought home two, and eventually we're sitting in the basement. I said, Dad, when are we gonna go fishing? That's the whole point of this.
Yeah.
He said, we're sitting in the basement. He looks up to the top where my mom's cooking dinner, and he said, down here I'm the master of my domain. Up there, I'm not in charge.
Yeah.
So figured out real quick that we had to have a hobby, and that's kind of something that I do in my free time.
Yeah, so you go fishing on your free time, but you also hunt, right?
Yep, big hunter. I have tattoos of buck prints down my arm. Something I started when I was 18 years old and just have enjoyed. I go with a couple of my buddies that actually my old athletic director's husband and I became pretty good friends. I hunt with JD when in the winter when we go pheasant hunting, but it's something that kind of self-taught. My dad did before he had 6 kids, and we fished a lot, but we didn't have a whole lot of time to go hunting when you got 6 kids running around.
Yeah.
So.
What do you hunt?
I hunt deer, pheasants. I used to bow hunt a lot, so I'd sit in a tree with a bow, waiting for deer, but I don't have that much time during the fall anymore with being a head football coach.
All right, so we can move on to the last wings, which I'm not too excited about.
All right.
The blazing. This one, I wouldn't have finished the entire thing, but I mean, it's being really challenging right now.
It was definitely, yeah, it's hitting you right in the back of the throat there. But if you're finishing yours, I gotta finish mine.
This one's.
That was hot.
Yeah. So, you play baseball
Yep.
at MSOE, right?
I played at Concordia.
Oh, Concordia.
So I went to Concordia first for my undergrad, and then headed over to MSOE after I've been teaching for About 3 years.
Yeah, so I heard you were really athletic and doing really well, but at least you weren't a catcher, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I caught at Homestead. I was an all-region player. Mr. Millard was one of my coaches. If you know Mr. Millard up in the science department. And then made the all-rookie team in college, and then, like I said, I got to go play in Europe for a year.
All right. Also, I heard that you sold a motorcycle recently that you had.
Well, I'm working on it. I'm trying to sell the motorcycle. Now that my wife actually likes riding motorcycles more than I do. But with Maggie being around, I don't have much time to put us both on the motorcycle. So.
Yeah. Well, were you scared at first when you started riding a motorcycle?
Certainly it was. That was one of those things I bought on a whim too. I was sitting at a garage sale, and a guy was selling his motorcycle. I just picked it up, put it in the back of my truck, and then figured out how to ride after that.
I've also seen you carry a crock-pot around.
Oh yeah, we got Crockpot Wednesday now.
Yeah.
Mr. Shramka, myself, and Mr. Ustra like doing Crockpot Wednesday. I like cooking a lot. I got 4 smokers that smoke a lot of meat. But that's just something we kind of do to get us through the week. Wednesday's a good day for it.
Yeah, and finally, since you hunt and you like cooking a lot, would you put any of these sauces on any meat?
Not this last one. Not this last one.
Yeah.
The hot barbecue was all right. That one had some good flavor and a decent heat. This last one's just kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
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 Oh.
All right, I think that's it. Thank you for coming.
You bet.
Yeah, so thank you for watching this episode of Hot Ones, and stay tuned for when we announce another one.